Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 5? 4? 4.
Whoever
No! No, this is episode 3 of season 2. Fuck.
We're really dropping off.
I think
How often we produce.
we've done one per month, so we're pretty consistent that way.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So welcome back to episode 3 of the WAT podcast season 2. I am back from my holiday, and I feel like it wouldn't be a holiday that I went to without something stupid happening.
Maybe it's the fact that you're stupid and then,
It's not. Nothing is my
stupidity just
fault. Nothing is my fault in these things.
I'll be the judge of that.
No, okay.
I will be the judge.
Fine. Let me tell you what happened, right? So I was supposed to fly back to Philly on Saturday night, and I was supposed to reach here Sunday morning. So I was like, cool. Went to the airport. On the way to the airport, I get a text message saying that my flight has been delayed for about 20 minutes. It has a 20-minute delay. So I was like, okay, that's not too bad. I had a connection. I was flying from Burbank to San Francisco, and then I had an hour connection in San Francisco, an hour layover in San Francisco, and then I had my direct flight to Philadelphia. So I said, that's fine. I'll have 40 minutes in San Francisco. That'll be enough to like get off the plane, go to the next gate, whatever.
Yeah.
Then when I'm standing in line, so basically I was given, so the ticket that I booked, right? You were only allowed like a personal item. No carry-on, no check-in baggage. You're only allowed a personal item. And the personal item is like a size of your back, like your laptop bag. But when I was in LA, I did some shopping, and so I needed a bigger bag, and so I bought a slightly bigger bag as well. But I was like, it's fine. I hope they don't cause a problem. When I was trying to do an online check-in, they said, no, you can't check in online because of the ticket that you have. You have to go to the gate and actually stand in line, and like, show your bag to the counter people, to prove that you don't have a slightly bigger bag. I said, whatever, it's okay. If I have to check it in, I'll check it in. Not a big deal. So I get to the gate, and while I'm in line, I get another text message saying that now it's delayed another 30 minutes. So total, it's delayed for about 45 to 50 minutes. And now in my head, I'm like, shit, if it is actually like that, I'll have 10 minutes to make it to my next flight. That is considering from the time it lands. So it has to go on the runway. We have to get to the gate. And then it takes another 10 minutes for the door to fucking open and shit.
Yeah.
So I get another text message saying that, you know what, because you're probably going to miss your connection, you can get a free change of ticket. Like your ticket can be changed for free, which is good, bless United. But I was like, okay, fine, we'll see what to do. So I get to the lady. She's like, oh yeah, you're probably gonna miss your flight. What do you want to do? I said, what options are there? Like, if I want to fly out today, what options do I have? She said, well, from this airport you have none. But if you want to go to LAX, that you can go to LAX and get a flight from there, and you'll reach there tomorrow morning. I said, that's not a bad idea. But then I remembered that 3 or 4 days ago, there's a baggage handler in LAX who had the coronavirus, and he fucking touched everyone's bags. So in my head, I'm like, shit, I don't want to be part of that. So I said, okay. What options do I have if I want to fly out tomorrow from this airport? She's like, okay, you have this one where you fly out at 12:55 in the afternoon, and you reach Philadelphia at night at like 11 o'clock. I said, book me on that one right now. Just put me on that one. I don't care. She's like, okay, done. And then she's like, okay, you'll have to come back and like come back and take your boarding pass again. I said, all right, okay, fine. So I leave the airport. I leave the airport and I'm on my way back home, and I get another text message saying that you can check in. So I was like, okay, let's try checking in. You know, maybe this time they'll allow me to check in. Now this time they allowed me to check in. So I got my boarding pass and everything, and I went. So I didn't have to stand in line again. Just went into the airport, went through security, and I was good. And yeah, that is the end of the story. So I made it on my flight. I made it back to Philadelphia on time, but I had to stay there for a whole day. The only problem was, so I planned out my day according to if I had reached Philadelphia in the afternoon, originally when I was supposed to reach. No, I was supposed to reach in the morning at like fucking 8 o'clock in the morning. So I planned my day according to that. I'd be like, I had like a presentation to do on Monday, and I had to research about that. And it was like some obscure like health treatment thing that I had to research about, which I had no idea what it was. So I'd be like, okay, I'll reach home, I'll come and I'll research about it, and everything will be good. I'll ace my presentation and everything. But now that was all in the bin because I was pretty much flying the entirety of the next day, instead of being at home. So I had to reach home. I spent like 2 hours researching. I fell asleep at 12. Then I woke up at 8. Spent another 2 hours on the thing, and I finally like finished it, and I submitted it and everything. It was okay. But yeah, it was very stressful. It wasn't as stressful as like, I'm kind of glad they just gave me a free ticket instead of like, fucking me over. Be like, okay, you have to pay like extra $200 for another ticket.
Yeah.
And yeah. So it was okay.
That's fair.
So none of it was my fault. But yeah.
Trying to find out a way if it was your fault.
It wasn't.
Yeah. Maybe if you just did your research project before you went for holiday.
Look,
you wouldn't have had to stress about it.
Okay, that one is my fault because I literally planned the entire trip 8 hours before my flight.
Okay.
So I came back from New York on Saturday. And I spent after that I spent the entirety of Saturday doing all the work that I have to do. Because I like to have Sundays free. So I spent the entirety of Saturday doing work and everything, and then at night I'm checking, as I'm about to finish my work, I'm checking for flights. I was like, you know what, let's just see how cheap it is to fly to LA, because I wanted to go to LA during the entire week, like during that week, and I was planning for it. And I was like, let's see how it is. So I check, and it's $265 return. And I'm like, dude, that's $100 cheaper than when I've been checking it like during this entire week. And I checked what time the flight is, and it's at 8 a.m. and it's currently 10 p.m. So in my head I'm like, well, fuck, I have to message whoever is in LA that I'm gonna stay at their place right now. So I messaged Priyanka. I told him like, yo, I'm coming tomorrow at 8, or I'm landing there in the afternoon or whatever. Like, is that okay? She said, yeah, it's fine. It's a bit short notice. I have some work to do anyways, but you can come. So I finished everything that I could, okay, before I had to fall asleep. Because it was now 12 o'clock. By the time I had booked my flights, packed my bag and everything, it's 12 o'clock. I have to wake up at 6. I can't spend another 2 or 3 hours finishing that research thing, so that I don't have to do, because I had already planned for it to, like, when I land on Saturday, I'll spend that entire day doing the research and I'll be good. Or I had also planned that I'll do some of it in LA, like during downtime, which I had a lot of downtime, but I spent it on watching TV shows, which is that I agree that I agree is my fault.
Yeah, that is what I was going to bring up. Is if you just spent an hour a day, you would have had like 7 hours of work done.
No,
You would
that's
have technically 7 hours.
that is true.
And I'm pretty sure like downtime doesn't last an hour. If you spent 2 hours a day, you would have
No,
been
it was
done
it
in
was
3
more
days.
it was more than there were days where I had the entire morning free.
Okay. So then it is your
That
fault.
I agree is my fault.
So
But
at the end of the day, we come back to blaming just you.
fuck you. It is not my fault. It's
But,
not
like,
my fault entirely.
It is your fault.
No.
Okay. Listen,
Yeah.
I feel like if you go for a flight without even considering the slightest possibility that things could go wrong, which they always do,
Right.
like, yeah, especially like when you have such a short stopover. I have not thought of one time when I had like a very short stopover, and I have not thought about the consequences of missing it. So
No,
I believe
it has happened to me where I missed like a layover because the initial flight was delayed and all that. Like it happened when I went to South Africa where it took us way too long to come, and then at the airport itself, because you're now taking a domestic flight, you have to go through immigration and collect your bags and all that shit, and that itself was like a 45 to 50 minute wait, and we had like literally an hour and a half. So we were done with everything. By the time we got to the counter to get our tickets, she's like, yeah, the flight is gone, you missed it. So I get that you have to prepare for everything, but in my head I was like, you know what, I'll be fine, because like it's a fucking local flight, you know.
But okay, I think I'm not going to push through and try to still make it your fault. Shit happens. It's whatever.
What?
I was gonna try harder to make it just your fault, but then I'm like, what's the point of that?
Yeah, what's the point of making me feel guilty about my already shitty decision, okay?
That maybe in the future you think about it better, and then you wouldn't be in the same situation.
I planned the entire trip 8 hours before I was supposed to fly out. You can't
But
have
that's
me.
no one's
you
fault
can't-
but your own. Like,
No, it's
That's
a fight.
fair.
It's a fault of the ticket issuers. Why did they have to make it so cheap? Literally 8 hours before. I was checking. I shit
But
you
you
not.
gotta-
I was checking every day. Every fucking day I was checking for flight tickets, and it was all like 350, 380, all that bullshit. Then I finally got one for 265. You think I won't take it? I'll take it.
yeah, but then you take stuff that goes along with it, which is a short layover, and the possibility that you could miss that layover.
Fine. I agree that it is somewhat my fault that happened, but the fact that the flight got delayed, and you know, in my head I was like, oh well, fuck, this flight is gonna get delayed because of like coronavirus or some shit like that. It was just because of the weather, literally the weather.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. So, it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. Can I tell you something? If you're in LA and you know the right people, like you can do shit for free.
What does that mean?
Like you can do all the cool shit for free.
What is all the cool shit?
So okay, well, I'm not gonna say cool shit, but like you can go to like cool stuff for free. So basically, while I was there, I got to see Onward, the Pixar movie, for free. Like, I didn't have to pay anyone for tickets. We also went to watch like a musical, like a Broadway musical, for free again. And tickets for that were like $60 on like if we went to like Ticketmaster and whatever, $60.
Yeah.
But we went for free. My friend told me that she's gone to concerts where Khalid is playing and all that
Yeah.
for free.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so you like if you know the right people, you can do like pretty much anything for free.
I shall remember that.
So my where I was living, right? Priyanka's roommate, she works for Disney, or she used to work for whatever. I don't know the thing, but she used to work for Disney. She works for Disney, and like she has all the posters of all the movies that she's worked on, and
Mm-hmm.
Endgame was one of them. And I in my head I'm like, dude, I could have gone if I knew this girl. I could have gone. And
Wait,
the
she's
thing is, they're like early screening, so we got to see Onward 3 days before it actually released.
wait, she's in uni, or is she just like a
No, they're
friend?
working. They're working.
Oh wow, man! Imagine working for Disney. That's wild.
Yeah,
Wait, what does she work in Disney as? Like, is
like
she
an
an animator?
analyst. No, 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 like an analyst or something like that.
Oh, okay, that's wild.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess that's what you get for living in that place, man.
Yeah,
It's
it is
just
LA.
yeah,
Haha.
but
Yeah.
but it's also a pain in the ass to live there. I don't think I could ever live there if I wanted to.
Why is it a pain in the ass to
It
live?
would just bother me. So you can't survive without a car,
Okay.
and so to
Do they not
actually
have public transport?
no, they have like buses,
Mm-hmm.
but the buses serve very few routes, and it's not like you have a bus everywhere.
Mm.
Because LA itself, so the metropolitan area of LA has many cities around it.
Okay.
But LA as a city is very like is like a condensed normal East Coast city where you have just the main CBD area, downtown LA, blah blah blah, all that. But then you have the metropolitan area which spreads out fucking whatever. Like the city itself has a population of 4 million, but when you count
Mm-hmm.
all this the other cities around it,
Yeah.
it has a population of 20 million. So
Mhm.
you can imagine how spread out everything has to be.
Yeah.
And so to move from one place to the other, you actually need a car. You don't find buses on the highways. And to actually get to another part of the city, you need to get on the highway. So unless you find a place where work is like a 5-10 minute walk, or like you can get a bus, you're fucked. You need a car. Or you need to take Uber. I had to teach myself how to drive a car in the US while I was in LA.
That's very interesting. I did
Yeah.
not know that.
No, you can't. It's also very expensive, which I guess that is kind of expected. It comes with the whole appeal of it. Very expensive, pain in the ass to live in because you just need a car everywhere. Not only LA. I think you just need a car to survive in all of California itself.
That's fair.
Then what else? What else is there? What else did I not like about it?
Did you meet any celebrities?
No,
What a waste.
no, I didn't meet any.
Did you not go to Beverly Hills?
I drove around it. That's it. Like I drove through Beverly Hills. That's it.
Whose houses did you see in Beverly Hills?
I don't none. I don't think we saw any like famous people's houses.
What a
Or
waste.
if we did, I wasn't told. But we saw we went to Malibu and we saw Beyonce's old house. Yeah. So even if we saw
Well-
celebrities' house, it was sold.
Why did Beyonce move from her old house?
I don't know. That house is nice though.
Now I want to see what Beyonce's
But
old
it's
house is like.
it's like right next to the beach and everything. But the thing is, like, it's in a very fire prone area,
Mm-hmm.
so maybe that's why.
Oh wow, that is a nice house.
Maybe
Jesus,
that's also one reason I wouldn't want to live there. You just get
their
fucking
new
wildfires every time.
yeah, their new house is incredible, man.
I bet.
Hmm.
If the old house is incredible, then the new house must be better, right?
Yeah, it's actually
Ma-
wild how it's like 90 million for 90 million, and it actually looks incredible.
right.
That's like 7 pools. What do you even do with 7 pools?
You take a shot. You go swimming in a different pool every day.
Yeah, that's fair.
So you name each pool based on the day. So this is Monday,
Yeah,
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, like
Thursday,
that.
Friday. Yeah.
And then the Saturday and the Sunday pools, or the Friday and the Saturday pools, are the biggest ones. So because there you
Mm-hmm.
can throw parties and shit.
And then the Sunday
Because
one
it's
is like
the
a relaxing pool.
yeah, the Sunday is like a chill jacuzzi pool kind of thing, right?
Mm. Yeah. Ah, one can only dream to have 7 pools. I feel like
That's
me having
that's
one pool right now
still
is enough.
yeah, it's still so excessive. 7 pools is still so excessive.
Yeah. Like having one pool is fine.
Yeah,
Having one pool
I
is
feel
the
like
dream
even one
actually.
pool is excessive. You're just like, how many
Yeah.
times will you go and swim?
Yeah. But like one pool is a dream. Having a house with a pool is the dream.
Yeah, and then
But
you have
like
fucking 7 pools
pools. Yeah.
for 7 different dreams.
Yeah. That's wild. Unfortunately, unlike you, I was not traveling. I only
Uh-huh.
had a uni, so I
Yeah.
have no stories.
Uh, did you hear
Actually,
that your health minister got
yeah, I did. Even the
that
sixth
shit
person to
is
die from
fucking
coronavirus
hilarious.
died, like the sixth death from coronavirus happened today or yesterday.
In the UK?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, the
Do you guys
US is
have
the only. Like, you guys have like 3,000 cases, but only 5 people per million are being tested. That's just so wild.
3,000?
America is so broken.
I I don't know, man. It actually is.
Like,
The
you
thing
go,
is, like, the thing is, if you have it, right,
you can't
and you
even go
live
get
in
tested.
no, and if you don't live in either the East Coast, the West Coast, or like Texas or Chicago, like like either the Midwest area or like the densely populated Midwest area or the south of the U.S. Where the fuck do you go to get it tested?
What do you
Like
mean? Where do you go?
genuinely, because so for example, maybe you're in Wyoming, out of all the
Mm-hmm.
places, right? It's at least, I think it's at least densely populated state in the US, maybe after Alaska. And like for maybe you get it and you're like in the middle of fucking nowhere. You have to drive all the way to a city or whatever's the closest hospital that actually tests, and you don't even know if the closest hospital tests for coronavirus, because first of all, the testing kits have to be approved by the CDC. Like, even if the WHO gives the testing kits, they have to go through the CDC and get approved there, and then they go to get distributed everywhere. And the thing is, the government right now, well, okay, maybe this is true, maybe this isn't true, but like the government just recently, just I think it was yesterday or the day before, they just signed a new like deal to pump more money into getting more kits. So the thing is, even if you want to get tested, you probably don't have enough kits to get tested.
Well, it's not even about kids, it's just about the affordability of getting tested, right? People
Oh,
are,
I don't
like,
know. I don't
regardless
know.
of
I don't know
wherever
the
you live,
logistics
like,
of
it's
that.
super unaffordable to go get tested because of the bills.
I don't know the logistics of that. I feel like you should just get fucking tested.
Yeah, but
Like,
like, America, like, listen, okay, listen. This is from what I've read and heard, and like, these are the different steps. You could,
Mm-hmm.
first of all, you have coronavirus. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
let's take your situation where the in a like very poorly dense like populated area, there's not a
Mm-hmm.
place to get tested. So you go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Then you're hit with a bill, okay,
Right.
of like a few thousands.
The thing is, I don't know if they actually bill you on to getting tested.
Okay, from what I've seen, it's you do get like tested. Like when you go to a doctor, you get a bill, which is quite
Okay.
expensive.
Okay.
Like,
Fine.
and then okay, you let's say you do have coronavirus, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Majority of like not majority, a lot of big corporations in America, and I'm just saying America because it could be everywhere else, but I don't know about it. But a lot of the articles that have spawned about this are from America. Like people who do like Deliveroo and stuff in America, they
Yeah.
don't get time off. Like there's nothing like paid leave or anything. So if you
Yeah.
miss
No, yeah, if
work,
you
you
get
get
paid,
fired.
yeah, if you get paid by the hour, you don't get wages.
Exactly. So you can't afford to be sick then.
Yeah.
Like
You literally no, that I
yeah,
this is what I read sometime because like you're like people who have coronavirus, they need to be quarantined, but they can't get quarantined because they can't afford to get quarantined because they live on a day-to-day basis. Like they get money at the end of the day, and if they don't
yeah,
have enough money to survive that day, what the fuck do you do?
exactly. So like
No, that's wild.
it's such a broken like you grow up and you like every time you're being told about America and how America is great or whatever.
Yeah.
And then like you actually grow up and realize like Jesus Christ, America
The
is a
thing is,
shithole.
if you have like the resources and everything, it is a good place to live. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. If you have the resources to live a good life, not worry about when you're gonna get paid, uh, and stuff like that, it's a good place to live. Forget the political situation here and all that. It's a decent
Okay,
place to
but
live.
still like that is what like yeah, not that's like taking into consideration let's say the 10 million out of the 365 million who
Right.
can like live there properly or have the resources to actually comfortably live
Yeah,
there.
but like that that's
Like
those are
that's a
the
bit
people
unfair.
that no, that's the people who we're told about, right? When you're growing up, those are the people you're told about. You're not told
Yeah.
about some average Joe who's living in America fucking making $12 an hour minimum wage. No,
But yeah, and like
you're told about fucking Bill Gates and Bezos and all those
yeah.
people.
Yeah, but like then you realize, right, like what a shit place it is. Like, do you actually exist? Like I
It
would but like
it
as
is
someone
it is it is fairly
who
scary. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
yeah. As like okay. As a person who's been thinking about like where to move, right? Like what's the next step? Like
Yeah.
if I choose to stay here, the benefits of becoming a British citizen if I move to Australia, all that. Like
Yeah.
America is the one with the least benefits. It seems like the most stressful, most stupid decision to move to
Okay, but the
America.
thing is, if you get a job in a good company, right,
Hmm.
you're sorted because they pay for your medical, they give you good insurance and all that stuff.
Yeah, but
But that's the
insurance.
only problem. That's the problem, right? That is if you get a job that pays for all that, plus your monthly wages, not an hourly based system,
Exactly.
which most places do here, anyways.
Yeah. And also
Um,
like the insurance doesn't like cover everything.
no, it
The
doesn't.
yeah, the bills that you get is not enough for the insurance. It's like a very strange system. Like
No, yeah,
something very
I
minor
had
can
I
drain out
had
the insurance.
so like when I came here first year, um,
Hmm.
as an international student at my old uni, you're supposed to pay, um, for insurance through the school, and that
Okay.
insurance is like $2,000 plus, right?
Okay.
It's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Um, and then I don't know if you remember this, but like I had like a heel inflammation on my left
Mm-hmm.
Was it my
Yeah.
left? Yeah, my left heel was fucked. Like
Yeah.
I had like an inflammation there, and I think one of the doctors said like I had Achilles tendonitis, which is when I heard that shit I was scared. I was like, okay, I'm done. Not gonna be able to walk for the rest of my life properly and all that nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I went there and I got to the the hospital, or like the clinic, right? The
Yeah.
clinic that the uni has. Um, and they're like, okay, you have insurance? I said, yeah. I presented it. They're like, okay, you have the basic plan, so you have to, if I didn't have the basic plan, I would have to pay $100 just to see the doctor. But because I had the basic plan, I have to pay $20 to see the doctor.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, whatever, $20, I'm done with it, right? Then went to the doctor, sorted everything out. I think a month later or something, I get a bill telling me to pay 68 fucking dollars extra for consultation again. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And I held out on paying that shit for so long. So fucking long. I did not pay that bill for probably 4 to 5 months. And then they kept adding fees and fees and fees. They're like late fee, late fee, late fee, late fee, late fee, late fee. It got to a point where the bill was like $120, right? Then they were like, here, this is your last chance. We've removed all the late fees. It's now $40. I just paid that $40 and I got rid of it. And I was like, fuck. I had to pay $60, 6,000 plus Kenya shillings to see a goddamn doctor, even though I had insurance for it.
Exactly right.
Whereas if I went with the same problem to a doctor in Kenya, like my family doctor, and I had to pay 2,000 shillings. No, I had to pay 150 shillings. Forget 2,000. I had to pay 150 shillings. He's like, no, I'm not going to take more than that.
Okay, but that's a family doctor. Like that's
Right,
different
right.
circumstances. But I'm just saying.
Okay,
Like,
if you want to go to an actual doctor, they'll take like 20, like 2,000, 3,000 shillings.
yeah.
And that's it. You don't get a bill afterwards and all that. And that's without insurance. And like if it was insurance, I probably would have got it for free, right?
Yeah. No, that's a strange bit, right? It's like even with insurance, like we do the same thing. We had to pay for NHS here, right? And
Yeah.
like I've used the doctors before, and I've never got a bill. Like I was at a point like I had a friend, and he lived in the US, and I told
Yeah.
him about like at a point I needed like an ambulance was called, and I needed it.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Continue your story. Continue
yeah,
your story.
okay, and an ambulance was needed, and they like I didn't even think about like a bill or anything, and then I've been
Yeah.
like I've been seeing these tweets and stuff about how like people will straight up just not call an ambulance because of how expensive it is,
Yeah.
like insurance and all, which is so strange. Like imagine having a heart attack and you being like, "Not just fuck it, we'll drive you there."
Let me tell you something. All right. So my friend, she lives in LA. This is the other one, not
Yeah.
the one who was living at. So went to she went to a frat house, for a party, and during that party, one of her friends got really sick. I think she had like alcohol poisoning. I'm not sure. So they called the ambulance. Guess where the hospital is? It's across the street. Like, that's how far it is. It's across the street, but only
Yeah.
the entrance is on the other side, so you have to make a turn. But in the US, because we have one-way streets everywhere, almost everywhere, if you're in the city, you have to like go around the block to actually get into the hospital. And but either way, the ambulance ride was 1 or 2 minutes long at max.
Yeah.
And this girl got a bill for $400.
That's that is the most depressing thing I've ever heard.
and And the response was like, and her response was like, listen, if anything happens, just roll me down the fucking street. I don't care. Don't call the ambulance. Just roll me to the hospital.
Yeah. No, honestly, yeah. I'd be like, put me in a trolley and take me there, but don't call the fucking ambulance.
Yeah.
Yeah. I honestly would not have been. I would never, like,
I'd be like, just kill me at that fucking point, man. Like, I don't
yeah.
care if I died. I don't want to pay $400 just to go 2 minutes away.
Yeah. Man, yeah, America is depressing.
There's
The,
there's good things about this place, but they are severely outweighed by the bad things. And the
yeah.
bad things are like extremely bad.
Yeah. Like, the good things are like, I feel like the good things there are good things you'll find in any developed.
Almost any country, yeah,
Yeah.
any developed country, like the
But the bad
infrastructure
things
is
are the things you'd
good.
also not find anywhere else. Like, it's so strange.
Do you have to pay for an ambulance in Kenya?
I don't
I
know,
don't know
but we
this.
have insurance, so like, we never like, it's never been a problem. Like, I'm
Right.
pretty, yeah, like, you call the ambulance and it comes, and then like, there's no bill for that. And like,
Right.
insurance, like, I remember at a point I was also sick in Nairobi, and we didn't like pay for anything until the insurance ran out because I was in like the hospital for a while. But then
Yeah.
like, the thing is like in Nairobi though, once your insurance runs out as well, the bills start to
Mm-hmm.
pile up. Like, they go skyrocketing.
Yeah.
Like, you realize like to stay in Aga Khan for one night is like, 20,000 shillings. To see like I remember some doctor randomly recommended that I had like appendicitis. So they called over a specialist to come check
Shit.
me, and that motherfucker had a fee of 5,000 shillings. Just to come, put his like fingers on my stomach and be like, nah, nothing. It's no, he doesn't have appendicitis. And I think that's why my parents also wanted me to always be a doctor, just so I could do that to other people, Like, just walk in.
That is fucking
Like,
hilarious, man.
I know this is very depressing, but I feel like there's still also someone who like comes in, okay, when there's a patient's dead, checks their blood
Yeah.
pulse, confirms they're dead, and then gives them a bill for like 6,000 shillings. Be like, yeah,
Marigyo.
money.
Oh.
I mean,
no.
it's actually very sad. Like, yeah, you realize
Yeah.
that Nairobi is actually also very expensive in a lot of places. Like we don't realize it because of our position in Nairobi, but healthcare in
Yeah.
Nairobi is also kind of expensive.
We're just saved that we
Yeah.
have decent insurance,
Yeah,
and the
like-
insurance isn't like doesn't like rip you off or anything.
Yeah, but like not so many people don't have it. Like, I know,
But
like,
then also you have like a government. The thing is, right? We have it's the private hospitals that cost so much, right? If you go to government hospitals, they don't cost
have
you
you
anything.
seen the
But
state of our government
but
hospitals?
the thing is, they just suck. That's it,
They're
right?
so horrible. I remember when we went to Kenyatta once. Not Kenyatta.
Yeah.
What? We have a mental hospital somewhere. What is it called? Fuck. I should know this. But yeah, we went there.
Is it like that very famous one
Yeah.
that everyone talks about?
Yeah, what is
Okay.
it called? Like,
Right.
everyone is like Matare Hospital.
Yeah, but
Jesus,
sorry.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, we
Right.
went to Matare Hospital because you had an assignment or
Yeah.
something. And my
Right.
God, the state of it is actually very depressing. Like, yeah, Kenyan healthcare is not very good.
But the thing is, you can get cheap, affordable public healthcare.
But it's not.
That's
Okay, I guess it's
It's
cheap,
not
affordable,
good,
but
right?
it's not good. No.
but it's cheap, affordable, right? But the thing is, here, the hospitals that you go to are public hospitals.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
So that is the cheapest option that you can actually go to. So you have the bar that is the lowest bar is set so high that it's impossible to like justify it.
That's fair. All right, we should call it podcast. I think we've been going on for like what 40 minutes.
Yeah, it's close to 40 minutes. Exactly 40 minutes.
I wasn't even recording. I'm kidding. I'm recording.
I just slapped you.
Okay, cool. See you guys.
Alright,
Welcome.
thank you for listening.
This started off very different and ended very differently.
Yeah, we had it actually got a little political. I feel like, but we didn't touch on any touchy subjects, thankfully.
Why people should die.
It's actually wild. I think we should leave this for the next episode. But
That white people
the
should die.
after, no. The
Fair.
aftermath of the coronavirus and if someone declares a state of emergency, what happens?
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, because like so much is happening right now. We
Yeah.
can discuss it in the next podcast. Bring in some actual doctors in. Bring in some.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Have a proper, full, blown out discussion on the coronavirus.
Right.
That would actually be a very good podcast. And if only we knew doctors would come onto a podcast instead of treating people and saving people from dying.
Yeah. They have nothing better to do, man.
Yeah. Like, okay, fine. So in the 40 minutes you record a podcast, 2 people will die. So what? What about the millions of people you will save with the
By
podcast?
spreading information.
Yeah. That people will also blatantly ignore because they choose to just believe their own sources sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay, alright. Let's just leave this for next time.
Alright, thank you for listening to this month's, I don't know, this episode.
This year's.
We'll see you.
Next time.
Goodbye.